if you get even closer to it, the third light will light up. Well, you don't have to, you can go if you want. Any harm. I feel so sorry for what happened to you. I really do. I do. Like predators watching me from a distance. Why did I not put my boots on? Look at that shit. Dude, oh man. How is everyone? It's been a couple of weeks. Just in case you're wondering where I am. That might be a bit of a giveaway. Although, to be fair, you've probably already seen Google Zoom. So, now it's annoying because I was going to park in this car park, but the rugby club is still open, and I think they're going to shut those gates way before I leave. So I had to park out on the road a bit, but now I've got to walk across here without being seen. Okay, so I'm making my way along the edge of the wooded area. I believe should be a way in around here somewhere. It is a bit spooky. There's a path here. That looks promising. God, imagine having to come right down here on the rugby pitch. This looks promising. Okay. I might be too far one way. Oh, okay. So I think that's the way I should have come. Oh wow. Oh yeah, should have put my boots on, shouldn't I? Didn't put my boots on. Forgot that bit. Stumpy, alright. You're going to lead me back home. You're going to let me know I'm on the right path, and I've got to take a right when I get to Stumpy. Remember that, people? Take a right at Stumpy. Right, I'm going to go... Which way am I going to go? This way. Oh, that was me. Gotta be honest, I don't feel alone. I really don't. Okay, so coming around here. Wow. Yeah, I feel ya. I can feel ya. Good googly moogly. I can definitely feel someone. Okay, so there's the rugby club in the distance that we just avoided. I don't mean you any harm. Please don't be afraid. I'm here out of all respect. Honestly, mean you no harm. Yeah, definitely don't feel alone. That was weird. It was the spine tingle. It is an atmospheric place. Also, a great place to come and hide out if you need to. Good choice, ladies. Good choice. It's very good. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you will in a bit. Oh yeah, I can. It's not going mad, but they definitely gave me a jolt back there to let me know that they were around. Now I have no idea where this point is that I'm going to. I think I might have missed it because I don't think it's this close to the field. Oh my days, in the words of an old colleague of mine. Why did I not put my boots on? Look at that shit. Dude, oh man. Okay, we're through it. We're okay. We're okay. Right. That's another entrance in off the rugby pitch. Still have no idea where I'm going. Oh, fantastic. That isn't too creepy, is it? Thanks a lot, guys. Fucking hell. It's only a rope swing, but when you know the history of this place, that's not very nice. I just walked right under it. Could be. That could well be. A hanging tree, I mean. It's old enough. Certainly old enough. That's my breath, you can see, quite obviously. But yeah, when you know what happened to the people who hid in this forest, that's what I believe. I think you used this place as a hideout, didn't you? When the lynch mobs were coming for you. Let's all meet at Old Knobbley. Oh, I think we found it. I think she's right there. Heard a noise then as well. Hello? Okay. Oh, look at this. They've set up a little bench. Look, you've got a bench over there. That's handy. We've got the wonder that is Old Knobbley. Amazing. Good evening, everyone. If you're here with me, don't mean you any harm. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm here with all love and apologies for the way you were so badly treated. So, you see the charcoaly bits? Yeah, well, apparently some bright sparks thought it was a good idea to try and set light to this thing. Why would you do that? Now, if you don't know, this tree is supposed to be 800 years old. Look down here. I tell you, I don't feel alone. Look at it. Some really shocking camera work here, people. I'm sorry. So this was what I have surmised really was a meeting place. I think this was a meeting place for when when the lynch mobs were literally roaming the street looking for these poor ladies. Innocent, absolutely innocent. Poor ladies and the gentlemen that were caught up in it because of one sad individual. Well, it wasn't just one bloke, but it was one man in this area. Okay, I do like that they fenced it off. The other videos of people I've seen here, they haven't shown that, so I don't know. I can only assume it's a new development, but they've left parts open, so do you know what I mean? You can still get to the tree. It's not like you can cage the bloody thing off, is it? Look at it. Some people say that some of the witches were hung here. I don't think that's the case. There's a pond. There's a pond very close by. Some people say was the pond where they did their dastardly deeds. The lynch mob, I mean. But it wasn't. I don't believe it was. I believe the one where they would do the horrific swimming test. We all know that one, don't we? If they sink, they're innocent. If they float, they're a witch. So we'll kill them. Absolutely ridiculous kind of logic is that. Religious logic, I'm afraid, for the time period. Please don't take offence at that. I have all respect for decent, upholding, upstanding religions. But as soon as your religion calls for you to hurt another human being, that's not a religion. Right guys, I am going to get some equipment out. Ooh, yeah, you can't see me because it's pitch black. There we go. I'm going to get some equipment out and I shall see you in a bit. Okay, I think we're set up, folks. Set the camera up anyway. I haven't set any bits and pieces up yet. So I'm going to be over here. For a change, I thought I'd go in front of the camera. Okay. Before I do this, I just want to kind of want to do this. I don't know why. Is there someone here? Do you want to come and touch these devices? Thank you so much. Thank you very much. if you get even closer to it, the third light will light up. Well, you don't have to, you can go if you want. Thank you very much though, I really appreciate that. It's very good of you. If you'd like to touch something else, you're more than welcome to. Got some cat balls here. If you touch one of them or kick it, it should light up. Should. Thank you. I'm just trying to work out how to put my chair together. Sorry if I'm boring you. I'm gonna get annoyed with this in a minute. Thank you very much for touching that. It's very good of you. If you could touch one of the other devices, that would be amazing. I would be forever indebted to you. Did it eventually, only took me about 10 minutes. What's the story then? I got muddy knees. That's the story. Oh. Ah. Can you stop touching it for me? I can feel you with me. I know you're here. I don't mean you any harm. I feel so sorry for what happened to you. I really do. I do. Just because you were on the fringes of society, maybe you didn't go to church as often as everyone else. You were persecuted, and ultimately, a lot of people killed. Absolutely disgraceful. Thank you. If you're... I don't want to say if you're here, because I honestly feel like you are definitely here. Now the spine isn't when I say about the spine feeling, it's like someone's slightly electrically positively charged with electricity, and they've just run their finger up my spine and down again. Doesn't hurt, but it's like your hairs, you know the feeling when your hairs are standing on end, times 10. Particularly, dominantly, up and down my spine. That's what happens to me, and I know someone is around. And from the moment I stepped in these woods this evening, I started getting the spine tingle. At Dunwich, when I was walking through the woods approaching the ruins there, spine tingle. Something was with me. Thank you very much. Is that you confirming that you're with me? If it is you confirming that you're with me, could you please use one of the other devices? The device up here on the tree. See that little black one? Touch that one. That would be phenomenal. I would be really, really grateful. So, I'm in Mistley Woods. This is. It's a little town in Essex, near another town. Well, it's basically part of another town called Manningtree, and it's where a certain person came from. Well, he didn't come from here. He was born in Suffolk, but he lived here, and he committed atrocities here. Is the only way to describe it. Mathew Hopkins. Does that name mean anything to you? I don't even like saying the name. I disrespect that man so much. He wasn't a man. He wasn't even a human being. If anything, he was an agent of the bloody devil. Thank you so much. He was horrible. I hate him with every ounce of my being. I think what happened to you was absolutely horrendous. Anyway, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we say. So these poor ladies, literally, one lady, I believe her name was Elizabeth Clark. She was 80 years old, and she had one leg. Apparently, she was a bit of a drinker. Boo fucking who. I don't mean that against her. I don't, honestly, I don't mean it like that. I mean, that doesn't mean she's a lesser member of society than anyone else, is what I mean. And she was vilified and hounded by Mathew Hopkins. I nearly said something then that I shouldn't say. I nearly said the C word, find a general. But that's not good either, don't say that. If you stop, I'll carry on with the story. Do you know what's weird? Is I swear I could hear whispering voices just in the distance. Is that right? You're just out of earshot talking. I'm here with all respect in the world. I feel really, really bad for everything you went through. I honestly wouldn't blame you if you didn't come and talk to me tonight. I don't know how you could possibly trust another human being, let alone a man. Shall I carry on with your story? As best as I can tell it anyway. So Elizabeth Clark was pulled from the Red Lion in Manningtree, only a mile or so down the road, not far, and she was essentially held captive. She was essentially kidnapped by this person, and she was sleep deprived essentially until she confessed to being a witch. Which of course, probably after 12 hours without sleep, I'd be ready to confess. Alright, 16 hours without sleep, and I'll confess to bank robbery. Yeah, yeah, I like my sleep. Consequently, they tortured her, essentially. That's what that is, sleep deprivation. That's torture, make no bones about it. Until she gave up the names of other women, other local women who lived in the area, and quite frankly they could have been a sewing club. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely atrocious. I don't know if they were a coven, if they did meet together to, and if they did, so what? Who cares? But as I said, the ladies they picked on tended to be on the fringes of society, the ones who weren't married. Because I saw a meme, the muffin wallopers, that's what they called them, muffin wallopers. I like that. I'm essentially a male muffin walloper. That's something I didn't have on the 2025 bingo card. I'm essentially a male muffin walloper. Okay, can you stop manipulating that? If you would stop manipulating it on command, that's pretty remarkable. If I count down from 3, would you stop it? Worth a try. I haven't noticed the flicker from the K2. I'm going to walk over to that device. If you're near it, I'm going to touch it, set it off, hopefully reset it. Is that you? Go on, touch it more. Give it 3 lights. Go on, I like the sound it makes when it does 3. That's my favourite bit. Just checking on the camera, folks, make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, we're good. Thank you. I don't know if you can hear the train in the distance, folks. Right, I'm going to walk past the REM pod now, show you how close you have to be to it to set it off. So if I walk past here, nothing. See what I mean? For that to go off, see, something has to be within that range. I would. So yeah, Mathew Hopkins essentially murdered these poor women. He was born in 1620 and in 1644, I think. Yeah, 1644 or 45 he started his, should we say, reign of terror. Now allegedly, according to him, he had permission from Parliament. That's what he said. He told people he had the administrative power of Parliament to conduct these witch trials. Now I don't know if you know anything about the 1600s in the UK, but at that exact period, Parliament and the Crown kind of had other things going on. A little dispute called like the English Civil War. So, do you agree with me? Do you think that's why he got away with it in the first place? So come on ladies, I don't mean you any harm. I'm out here with all the best intentions in the world. If I was doing this back in your time, old Mr. Hopkins would be after my ass as well. And I'm proud of that. I'd rather be one of you than one of him. So yeah, he didn't have any permission from Parliament whatsoever. He made it up entirely. Even if he did go in there, it would be like, excuse me my lords, I think we have a slight problem with the witches. Meanwhile, the lords are like, you what mate, witches, we're kind of busy over here. He's like, well my lords, it will only take a few months, I can handle it all myself, I'll deal with it, I'll rid this place of its witch problem. They're like, you're still here, are you? Alright, yeah, whatever mate, whatever, you go handle your witches. Anyway boys, we killing the king then or what? See what I mean? In England at that time, Parliament and the king were locked in a fucking battle that lasted for years. And during this time, Mr. Witchfinder Dickhead, that's when he struck, because no one was really paying attention. And yeah, apparently by the time the abolition of the Witch Trials Act by Parliament, which was passed in 1604 by King James I, also not one of the first, but I believe the only British royal to write a book on demonology. Because I know from personal experience, when I want to look up demonology, the royal family is exactly where I go. First place, you go. You can't mess around with that kind of stuff. You go straight to the horse's mouth. Wait, I didn't mean that like... Yeah, so King James I wrote a book called Demonology, and for a long time it didn't really do much. Thank you. It's the first time that's gone off since I moved it. Have turned the sound off though, so it would be making an annoying noise at this particular moment in time. So yeah, fortunately in 1647 Witchfinder Dickhead passed away. What a shame. It's said that he possibly had a hand in the persecution and prosecution of up to 300 women. Well, 300 people predominantly women, but there were some men in there too. Not sure about this particular area. I don't know of any men that were caught up in it then. But it's just so sad. These poor people, just because they were on the outside of society, they were deemed devil worshippers. They were accused of putting spells and God knows what on other local villagers' wives. And you know how that starts. We know what people are like. One person says one thing, tells it to their friend, they say it to another person. It's Chinese whispers. It's literally Chinese whispers. And then it Chinese whispered its way all the way back round to a sadistic murderer. And yeah, between 250 and 300 people lost their lives as a direct result of his actions. He charged the villagers, he charged them 20 shillings a pop. It's like £1,000 worth, I think, about now. Not sure on the math on that. I thought I could hear movement then. If there's anyone with me, would you like to come and touch this device? If you're still here, stood near it. Oh, spine tingle. Are you near me? Definitely don't feel alone. I really don't. Could you touch one of these devices? Could you touch that one some more? Make it light up properly? Just me, it does seem to happen when I'm talking about sort of the history of all of this, and then that seems to react. I'm not saying it's paranormal, but it might be. You never know, it might be. So yeah, Mathew Hopkins never saw justice legally for what he'd done. But was it karma that got him? Was it a witch that hexed him with some horrible disease? If it was, really got to say well done. Congratulations, well done, good work. Horrible person. I'm going to try some EVPs because I've got a good one last witchy place. If you're around, ladies, I have a small device here. I'm going to ask some questions, and if you understand me, if you'd like to, could you come and talk into it for me? Would you be willing to do that? I won't hear you in real time, but I can listen back to it afterwards, and hopefully hear what you said, possibly. EVP number 1. If there's anyone here with me, is there anything you'd like to communicate through this device? Okay. Okay, think of another question. Is a lady by the name of Elizabeth Clark here with me? Is there any other beings present with me? Is a lady by the name of Elizabeth Clark here with me? There's something. Is there any other beings present with me? There's something. That sounds like there's a conversation in the background. Okay, let's think of some more. If I say the name Mathew Hopkins, what does that mean to you? That's really cool. I can't wait to get that back and listen to it. I definitely heard something. It is silent out here. I can hear traffic just off in the distance. Every now and again I see a little headlight on the horizon going through the trees. I think that's that main. I thought the K2 just moved then. Not moved, the light. I thought the light moved. So, let's try the Old Faithful. Old Faithful, it's not at all, is it? It's what my mate called it. What he called it? It's like you've got a demented droid with you. And that's, yeah. That's Spirit Talker, alright. Demented droid. So if you're here, I'm here with all respect. Just saw a light out of the corner of my eye and it took my attention. I'm here with all respect. Mercy, fates, bigots. Thank you. I well heard a noise behind the camera then. Sounded like a tap.
Escape.
Escape? Was this where you came to escape? I believe it was.
I must go now.
Really? I've only just got here. You can stay and talk for a bit longer, surely. Did you escape him? Did you use this tree to escape him? I think you did. I think this is where you would come and meet. Is it? Could you
Destination.
Destination. Said is it somewhere you would come and meet, and it said destination. If this was your meeting place, could you touch one of the other devices for me? You can use my energy. Feel free to use my energy. Any of the energy from the devices I've got here. Drain the devices.
The lights.
The lights. Yeah, the lights. The little lights you can see dotted around. If you come and touch them, they'll, well, that one there will light up. That one there is lighting up. But that one will light up even more. There's a little one over there as well. If you go stand right by that, that will light up.
South.
Well, I don't know if that's south or not. It might be. Why not be? Yeah, thankfully, by like the 1700s, well, by the time dickhead Hopkins popped his clogs, delusions, bored and wench. Which is quite interesting.
You were celebrated.
That motivational stuff again. You are celebrated. Really? I don't think I am. So yeah, old dickhead Hopkins. He was already going out of favour by the time he got ill. People were already starting to see through the whole thing and realise that he was absolutely full of shit. And he was just making a fast buck off a lot poorer people than him. His whole argument in modern day terms was, trust me bro, of course in the 17th century you could get away with that.
Look below.
Said look below. I don't know what I would look below at. Is there anything around the tree I should look at? I think I should look at my battery. I think I should do that. Probably getting low now. Yep.
Are you frightened?
No, not really. Right, if you could just hold on for a second, because I'm going to change my battery over now. Be back with you shortly, folks. It is cooling down though, folks. It really is. If anyone's here, would you like to communicate with me?
Listen carefully.
Said listen carefully. I can hear traffic on my cup. Oh. Cash, exertion, completion. Cash, yeah, that's about right. It was all about the cash at the end of the day, wasn't it? You weren't the only ones, ladies. There were lots of women. They think there was about 500 men and women were essentially tortured and found guilty of being witches, which is preposterous.
Energy.
Energy. You've got energy? You need energy? Sing really fucking loud. So yeah, 500 people. And that's just in the UK. You can't imagine the horrors that happened around the rest of Europe and the world. I mean, today there's still witch trials that happen in parts of the world. Horrific.
We can talk.
Bring it. Come on. That's what I'm here for. Got all these devices that we can use. Davine, mortifying, defraud.
Avoid.
Avoid. On Spirit Talker. Davine was the first one on that case, so that just blows that theory out of the water, doesn't it? Unless one of them was called Davine. Could have been. Don't know. I'm not really up on my 17th century names, unfortunately. It's so weird. The little red dot from the infrared tripwire is about 40 feet in that direction. So the whole night I'm just looking over and like predators watching me from a distance. Yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't said that now. Freak myself out. Don't care about witches. I think there's a predator lurking in the trees. I'm friendly, ladies, I promise. Just doing an impression of a film. You wouldn't know what a film is though, would you? Unfortunately. Sometimes you know what a film is. We've got groovy, crippling, young, grandmother. Grandmother, crippling. I'll tell you what, you think it's going to be a little bit quieter after midnight? Not in Essex. Nah, mate. All the boy racers. So there's a bridge near here. Got vengeful is the first word. Plumber, Dizzy and Deborah.
My voice is heard.
Really? You slagging off your Dizzy mate Deborah? Vengeful though was the first word. That's... Yeah, I would be pretty vengeful if I was in their position.
Fall.
Fool. We've got Fool on Spirit Talker, and on Chattergeist got week, as in a week's time, and Tesla. Tesla? Nikolai Tesla wasn't born then. He came later. And there's no way they'd know about old the other fella who's recently been saluting like a Nazi. What the fuck is that all about, man? What the fuck? Yeah, I'll just give the largest speech on the biggest platform I've ever fucking done before, and I'm not doing it. I won't do it myself. Fucking disgusting. Roman salute. Fucking Roman salute my ass.
I need closure.
You're not the only one. Okay, let me try and take this a bit more seriously. You say you need closure. You do know you can move on. You're not trapped here. You can move on whenever you like. Sure you have family members? Family members on the other side? Honestly, you're free to go. I wouldn't like to think that there was someone trapped here. This was a meeting place. I think this was a meeting place. So, are you coming here still waiting for someone? Charlene, Casualty, and Tesla again. Nikolai Tesla's 19th century, 18th, 19th, 20th century. They wouldn't know. Well, how can I say what they would fucking know? We're off again. Tears, insipid, digested, sell,
Victor.
and divide. Tears is quite horrible though, isn't it? When you think of where I am. Yeah, not nice. So, were you supposed to meet someone? Is that why you come back here? Did you all agree to meet here? And unfortunately, some of them didn't make it to the meeting place. Is that what might have happened? And you now come back here hoping that they will eventually turn up?
Good and evil here.
Good and evil here. No doubt. No diggity. No doubt. I think that's why you come back. I think this tree might have been something to you all, a meeting place. That was weird, it reacted when I touched it. Size, apparitions, beams, 80 as in 80, and nauseate. Size and apparitions.
Dark entity here.
God damn right. Don't you fucking forget it. Sorry, I don't believe in that dark entity here, whatever. Scan. Abhorrent. Contacts. Doesn't really seem to be hitting, does it? Bad entity here. Yep. You better believe it. There's no bad entity here. I don't believe any of you are bad. I don't. You might want me to think that, to get me to leave. But I don't think you were bad. I think mediums and people who have psychic abilities would have been classed as witches back then. I think if it hadn't been for the witch trials, we'd have a lot more esoteric-esque knowledge. But because of the witch trials, because of the persecution, because of the witch trials, he killed us. That was exceptionally good timing for a spirit talker. I'll give it that. I honestly feel like we lost so much information with the witch trials. I'm shaking for some reason. Don't know why. It is cold, but it's not that kind of shake. My leg was just twitching. Is that you affecting me? Could you touch one of these devices for me? That REM pod's gone quiet now, isn't it? I haven't had a shiver either for a little while. I mean a back shiver. I think I might have bored them.
Tainted.
Tainted. Painful, ceramic, crept and hung. Why, yes I am. Thank you very much. That's a terrible joke to make, bearing in mind that people did die.
Jeffrey.
And they were hung. May have been a Jeffrey, I don't know. There's millions of Jeffreys all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us. I have this thing. It's like musical Tourette's. Someone will say something and my brain will instantly transform it into the closest song I can find subconsciously. So that will come through in my investigations because I do it all the time. I'm not alone though. I've been watching other YouTubers who are investigating, and some of them too seem to have the musical Tourette's condition that I myself have. Jeffrey mate, come on, what are you saying? Game of football, Jeff? I mean, it might not just be the witches. The ladies accused of
You
witchcraft.
are worthy.
What was that? You are worthy. And Riot Elemental Small Manual. So yeah, as I was saying, might not just be witches here. Of course, there's been other people that have died. I'm going to have a wander around the tree and see what I find.
Quiet.
I'll get back to that in a minute.
Jesus.
Someone's carved their name in it as well. Leah. Well done, Leah. Hope you're proud of yourself. It's an 800-year-old tree that you've vandalised. Don't get me wrong, carving your name on it is not anywhere near as bad as trying to set the fucking thing alight. But still, why have you got to fuck with shit? This tree's been here longer than all of us. And it'll be here a lot longer than all of us. Fucking respect that.
Victor.
Victor knows what I'm on about, don't you, mate? Yeah. Or is it saying the tree is the victor? You are worthy. Quiet. Jesus. And Victor. Must be that 13th disciple we don't hear too much about. Old Vicky, bruv. I am going to have to make a move shortly, ladies. I might do a couple more EVPs before I go, because I really did hear conversation in the background. So I'm going to have to get Woods on that one. Handy, innit, when one of your best mates has his own recording studio and he can manipulate the voice, the audio samples to get them a lot clearer than I would be able
right
to
here.
on my own. I don't think he did. It just said I lived right here. Well, in Mistley, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Manningtree. You may have lived in Manningtree, but you didn't live under this tree. Well, they might have. I don't fucking know. Thank you very much. If you're here, would you touch one of the other devices? Just to confirm you're here for me. I've got a green light here. See this green light? That could have been on the outtakes. Would you have found that funny, ladies, if I fell over? I missed my stool. Now, if you were to come and touch my hand, you would technically be able to move these lights. Me. That worked at Framlingham.
Keep going.
K2 hadn't moved. As soon as I picked it up and offered this, it started reacting. I was quite impressed with that. Spirit Talker said keep going. I'm right here. Don't mean you any harm. Come with all the love in the world. I just feel so sorry for how you were treated and ultimately how you died. So sorry. I know I myself have nothing to be sorry about in that regard, but still. You want to come and touch this one? Don't mean you any harm. Come and touch my hand. The second light did just flicker slightly. Make a move. Have you got any last words you want to say to me before I go? Bearing in mind, if you make
Watch out witchcraft.
Just said watch out witchcraft. If you're here with me, please, I hate to keep saying if you're here with me, but I haven't had a spine tingle in a little while.
Stephen.
Okay, good for Stephen. I feel like they were possibly here with me, whoever resides in that realm within this area, and I feel like they've realised I'm not a threat and I'm obviously quite boring, so they've buggered off. But I'm looking forward to hearing these EVPs. I'll do one more. One more. What can I ask? Calm, what's a good question to ask a witch? Sorry, an accused witch. What's a good thing to ask an 8-year-old woman with one leg? That ain't gonna fucking get me anywhere, is it? No. You can tell I'm getting tired now as well because I can't really think of another question.
What's that box?
Which one? There's several boxes out here. Be more specific. Is it the one at my 12 o'clock? Is it the one at my 2 o'clock? Is it the one at my 4 o'clock? Come on. If you want me to believe you, give me some information. No? If anyone is around me listening, I'm not...
Residual energy.
Very possibly. Very possibly. Sorry, if there's any spirits around me...
We are gathering energy.
Well, it's about bloody time. I've got to get going soon. Come on. Again, sorry. I'm not frustrated with the spirits. It's the Spirit Talk app. Because I don't really believe a word it says.
Chaos.
Yes, chaos, pretty much. From the moment you put it on, it's just chaos. Look. Peace, conflict, dress. Do you believe in us? My throat, the loft. Watch out witchcraft. Stephen, what's that box? Residual energy. We are gathering energy. Chaos. Utter chaos. How are you supposed to make any sense of that? a lot of us believe that Spirit Talker just throws out haunted phrases, shall we say. They know you're going to be using it when you're on an investigation, so what's that box? There's a lot of people going to be like, oh my god! No, there's Cookie. No, there's Cookie. You're going to have to do better than that. Okay, ladies and gents, that is our investigation of Old Knobbley complete. Thank you very much. Don't mean you any disrespect. Very grateful for the time you let me spend here. Ladies, if you're here, thank you so much. Right, let's try and find our way back to the car. There's the bench. Take care, ladies. Don't mean you any harm. Thank you. Something down there in the distance. What is that? Just a log. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was cold, yeah, very cold. I thought it was interesting. I'm glad I came out here. It was worth it. But I'm looking forward to getting back to the car and getting the heating on. So yeah, you can see I walked just down there, didn't I? I should have gone down there. Yeah, easy mistake. Right, let's try and avoid this mud. Is it? Still, this is a bloody big tree as well. Not as big as Old Knobbley, but what's this, Little Knobbley? New Knobbley. Old Knobbley, New Knobbley. There you go. If that tree hasn't been named, it is now New Knobbley. Right, we have a crossroads here. So I think we're going to take a right and go back out onto the field. We'll head towards the rugby club and then we're out of here. So please, ladies and gents, if you did enjoy this, do give it a like. I don't know why people refuse to like things, but we do. I used to do it. No, I'm not liking that. Don't want people to know what I like. You might not know this, but the YouTubers cannot tell who has liked what and who hasn't. All we see is numbers. So, and no one else can see unless you label it as public, but who does that? Give it a like, give it a subscribe if you like it that much. Ooh. Probably all you can hear is me breathing now. You should see this floor though, glistening. I'm right on a rugby pitch. Tomorrow morning, this place will probably be packed. So yeah, I think that's it, folks. I think that's us. Take care, and I will see you next time. Yeah, take it easy, folks. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.